As promised, our guest here in the booth, former St. Louis Cardinal pitcher Andy Bennis. Andy, it's a pleasure. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, really good to be here. Fun to watch basketball.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go over a little bit. For those of you who are Cardinal fans, you need no introduction. For those that are Cub fans, well, hey.
Hey, we don't care about them, right?
Exactly. But, Andy, let's go over a little bit of your bio, a tremendous career that you've had. #1 overall pick by the Padres in 1988. With them until 1995. Sporting News Rookie of the Year in your first year. All-Star in 93. Led the National League with 189 strikeouts in the 94 season. Third in the Cy Young balloting in 1996 after a fantastic 18-10 record. Just a stellar career for you, Andy.
Well, I'm very blessed with some athletic ability and some good work ethic, and I learned that from my dad. And I was blessed because neither one of my parents played sports.
Really?
And there's 3 boys. Alan and I played on the same in the big leagues. My younger brother played up to AA, and
you usually don't see that.
You don't see that.
Yeah.
And, but you know what? I didn't hear, you got to do this, you got to do that. They were just there to support, and had the opportunity to go to University of Evansville. I played football and baseball, and actually played basketball my freshman year because they were short on players. And so I'm thankful.
Yeah.
Blessed with the talent and made the most of it. Most of the time is pretty good, sometimes not so good, but I was always trying.
Yeah, and you mentioned college, and that's kind of the focal point of you being here this weekend.
Absolutely.
You're going to be our guest speaker tonight at the First Pitch banquet for the baseball and softball team, so I know a lot of people are going to be interested to hear not only just kind of your professional experience and some of those things, but really with the college game, right, and how that goes, and kind of being able to, talk and educate some of our current players a little bit on what it takes and some of the finer things about that you've learned in your career.
Yeah, I think, if you're an adult there tonight, you might say, okay, that's good. But I mean, I really want to talk to the student athletes, and I say student athletes because it's important to go to school. And I actually finished my degree when I was 42. I went back and finished at SLU because I told my mom and dad I'll finish my degree because I didn't graduate on time. But it took me 26 years to graduate. Slow learner, but I made it. And at the end of the day, just try to encourage these guys. They're going to be professionals. There's so many lessons to be learned in sport, and they're going to be professionals at something. They're going to be a parent. They're going to be a spouse, and those lessons that they're learning now to shape who they're going to be. College is such a good opportunity to do that. You're out on your own for the first time, and I just want to be an encouragement to them, and just pass along kind of what I learned, things that I did pretty good at, and other things they're still trying to do. So
nice.
It's always good to see the younger kids.
Yeah, awesome. Tell us, is first trip to Springfield?
I go through here a lot, but I've been all over. Actually, I've been able to speak quite a bit for the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. I love to go to those fundraiser dinners and encourage those kids to continue to stand up for their faith, and that's super important to me. I'll talk a little bit about that as well because it's hard today.
Yeah.
There's so many distractions, and with social media and wanting to be liked, and it's just nuts. It was easy to grow up when I was growing up. We didn't have video games or anything like that. We just run outside and grab a wiffle ball bat and play. So I'm excited to be here. I love seeing the athletes. I see some of I live 5 minutes from Maryville, who's in the conference.
Yeah, sure.
And so I'll go over there and see a basketball game or a baseball game from time to time, and just love watching kids compete.
Yeah, and we've had a lot of success with both of our programs here, and it's interesting you say that because the college game has changed so much just with all those outside factors, right?
No doubt.
But much less. How much has the college game changed since you were pitching at Evansville?
It's changed a lot. The kids coming up, it's just different with all the showcases, and we didn't have any of that when I was coming up, and there are a lot of really good players. I think they have more training earlier, so technically they're better in that regard. My son's a AAA pitching coach for the Pirates, and he's in AAA, and so I'm around them a lot. I'm around the Pirates more than the Cardinals. I probably shouldn't say that on the air, but
so he had some great little bit of credit. They got a pretty good guy that came out of his system, right?
He was with Skeens for about 3 months, but the Pirates asked me to talk to him because we were both the first pick, and they said, I literally asked him, so you have a girlfriend? Are you married? Whatever. I'm talking about family, and And my son goes, "You really asked him if he had a girlfriend? Do you know who he dates?" I go, "No, otherwise I wouldn't have asked him." And so I saw him that was a couple years ago. I saw him last spring, and I said, apparently I was supposed to know who your girlfriend was. And it was really cool because he said, since I've started dating her, you're the first person that the first six questions haven't been about her.
I can imagine
I say,
that.
you know what,
Yeah.
not that I don't care about her, but I care more about you. So
Yeah.
I'm around those guys a lot. They call me Papa Benny, and it's just fun. I mean, you see these guys in AAA, and it's the same, whether they're athletes here. For me, I've been there, I've done it, I've learned a lot, and more than anything, just try to encourage them that it's a hard game.
Yeah.
And you know what? You're going to deal with failure a lot, and the guys that can do that, and I talk a lot about, as a pitcher, really all I did was throw a baseball to a target. That's all I did. And sports psychologist and all of that, he's like, you're an expert target thrower. You're one of the best in the world. Everything else outside of that is going to just create noise and doesn't help you do what you're trying to do. And these kids today have a lot of noise.
Yeah.
And it's impressive that they can go out, they can compete hard in the classroom and do well and make a life for themselves. And so I just enjoy watching the progression.
Yeah. So let me ask you, current day in the MLB, you were a frontline starter, number one guy, a Cy Young guy. Did you ever think back in your day or with anything else that it was going to be possible to not only do that, but be the best power hitter in baseball?
Right. Yeah, that's quite a combination, and it's hard to do. Most guys will say, yeah, I'm going to college, and in St. Louis, a lot of guys, the top guys will go to Missouri or whatever, and they're like, yeah, I'm going to go there as a two-way guy, or one of our kids was not my personal kid, but going to go play football and baseball. I said, all right, good luck. I'm like, he's not playing baseball. He's really good in football. He's a tight end.
Yeah.
It's just so hard to do because you only have so many hours in the day to train, and those two things are so different. So
yeah. How about Ohtani doing that, though? I mean, could you just imagine that back in major leagues, anybody being able to do that? I mean, it's just incredible.
It's really incredible. The guy I think about is Rick Ankiel because we played together, and he was a great pitcher and then had some hiccups. And then he came back and he hit 20, 25 home runs as an outfielder, and that was super impressive.
Yeah.
Guys that could hit and pitch, but not both at a number one level.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, Andy, I appreciate you coming over here. It sounds like tonight our teams are going to get a lot of good stories. They're going to get a lot of advice. We're certainly looking forward to it. We appreciate you having in Springfield, and we certainly appreciate you stopping by here, spending a few minutes with us.
Yeah, you bet.
Okay.
Here's for a good second half, right?
Yes, absolutely. Keep that momentum going. Andy Bennis, former pitcher of the St. Louis Cardinals, and our guest tonight at Motorheads for the UIS First Pitch Banquet. We're going to take a short break here, about 5 minutes or so before the second half. Stars lead 43-24. We'll be back just a little bit.